I should probably be recording this.
Recording what?
Yeah, is this a good?
Oops, sorry.
You're tugging on me. Tugging on my cords, man. Okay.
Welcome back to the podcast. Oh, I don't even know what my feet look like.
No, they look good. I think.
Is this a good foot?
It's a good foot. It's
Would
a
you
great
buy
foot.
it?
I mean, I did buy it, didn't I?
You did. You bought
Kind
the
of.
whole cow. Okay. Should we start?
Should we start like this?
Sure.
So you want to be back there? Okay. I don't even know how these buttons work anymore. It's been so long. Is that loud?
What?
Maybe it's loud.
Welcome back to What is MAVEN, the show where I'm showing you the bottom of my foot. We need to figure out a tagline. And I'm Amara Andrew.
I'm Jeff Saris.
And welcome back to the show. It has been a hot minute and we are falling apart. And I know I'm going to regret putting my foot up there.
Yeah.
It's going to end up on I almost said Persian foot finder.
I moved you back, but I didn't mean move you that far back.
Yeah, he was like, you should be a little further away. So I was like, I'll do one better. So, a little sassy today.
No.
Well, welcome back to... So I was trying to remember, what episode number is this? Is this 11?
I have no idea.
What?
I'm a horse.
Yeah, you are.
But yeah, probably 11-ish.
But shit, it was
You
99
touch
cents.
my microphone.
But yeah, I was thinking it's 11. It has been quite a minute. It's
Uh-huh.
actually, I calculated it today from, how long is our intro music?
To anyone listening and not watching, she was just about to whack me with the microphone just like
No,
a
it
kitty.
wasn't. You can't prove it. So anyway, as I was saying, it has been a hot minute since we've recorded last. Well,
Mhm.
technically, we did try to record on the way to one of our top bananas, which we'll tell you about who that is in a sec.
Yeah, and we've recorded.
We tried recording one of our podcast episode to come back, but I was driving, so I wasn't really paying attention. So it ended up not being great, which is totally fine. One for the archives,
Mm-hmm.
2 for me. Bird in the bush. But anyway, I calculated this morning because I was like, how long has it been since we actually put out an episode? Which this one might not even go out either.
No, it is.
No, it's definitely going out. We have no choice. So whatever I say, we are recording, right? Okay,
I
cool.
hope so.
I was like, fuck.
I mean, we do have a choice. I do
it-
have to say that.
No, we don't. Nothing's
don't?
a choice. Everything's fate.
Who is
Ooh, we should talk about fate today.
who is pulling our puppet strings?
Metallica.
Oh,
Because
I
they're the
knew it.
master of puppets, which we have something about Metallica also. But as I've been trying to say for the past 6 minutes, I calculated how long it's been since our last episode. Shut up.
3 minutes.
It's been, well, now it's different. It's been 1 week. It's been 195,840 minutes since our last episode.
I knew it.
But who's counting? I guess 195,841 now. Or 45. Anyway.
That's a
isn't that
lot of
wild?
minutes.
Right?
Do you know how many days that is? Or months?
46 days, 136 days, because it was 4 months and 16 days, because today's the 30th.
Yeah, so 4 months. So when was that? When was the last episode? That was July, August?
Because we were visiting my dad, so we recorded on the beach.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yep.
Yeah.
What have you been up to?
It's been a little bit. What am I been up to?
What am I been up to?
What am I? It's good to see you again. I haven't seen you in so
I
long.
know. Oh my God, you look great. Yeah. What you been up
now
to?
we're back in the house doing a different angle.
In the house.
What have I been up to? I've been traveling a lot with my best friend.
Who the fuck is that? I have to kill them.
My best friend has a new mode of transportation.
Oh yeah.
Uh-huh.
What
My
is
best
it?
friend is blonder than she once was.
She. Hold the fuck up. I'm just teasing. You can be best friends with whoever you want.
You know it's you ding dong.
Oh my God, it's me. Yeah.
Yeah, what are we doing?
Well, right now we're recording a podcast. But yeah, we have been very busy. Just super quick update, but then we're going to get into... Oh, today I want to talk about...
I'm almost out of frame here. I'm just like, wee.
I'm taking over. Me and Smork and Labbit.
I'll scooch over here. Yeah, Smork and Labbit right here.
But well, okay, first, Jesus, I wanted...
I just realized I'm so far out of frame. I need to be.
Sorry, is this better?
No, you're good. You're good where you are.
Damn right I am. You know this thing we talked about called personal space? I'm just teasing. But I wanted to talk about, so since it's the end of the year, and this is coming out literally today or tomorrow, so the very end of 2023, I wanted to talk about like New Year's resolutions, not like in a dumb way like everybody does, but just actually, I've seen a lot of people talking about, and like we've talked to a lot of people about wanting to start their social media next year or like really ramp it up, which is awesome. But so many people start, which I have 100% done this, which is why I want to talk about it. But they start and then they can't keep up with it for a myriad different reasons.
This podcast hasn't come out in over 1,000 minutes.
Exactly. Yeah. Yes. 195,852 minutes. Quick math. So just holding ourselves accountable. But I want to talk about that as like the main thing and like what you can actually do. Because a lot of people talk about the theory of it and like what you should be doing, but not how can you do it? Which is something we've been talking about, which we have something for the new year too. Spoiler alert, that we're very excited about.
Are we talking about it on here?
Maybe.
Okay.
That's up to you. So fuck, where was I going? Duh. I have to burp. Keep talking. Excuse me. You're supposed to be talking.
I should have turned your mic up. I don't think I heard that.
I think our listeners did. Excuse me. That was gross. But yeah, so that's what I really want to talk about today. But before we get to that, what was I going to talk about? Oh yeah. What you been up to?
You're leading the witness.
This is why we stopped recording.
No, I mean, are we talking MAVEN? Because
just everything. Life, liberty, the pursuit of happiness.
We've been on the road with Top Bananas.
Yes.
Because now we've I don't want to say repackaged. We might have talked about it. No, it wasn't. Because definitely the last episode, we did not call the people who were in MAVEN.
We hadn't even gone to Dallas yet.
Yeah, we hadn't even met all the people who we consider like really tight with right now. So
I would die for these people.
So we've done so much, but going to Dallas was Tom Ferry's summit. We met a ton of amazing real estate agents.
Like genuinely amazing people. Like people that we bonded with immediately. And like that is not easy to do. So
yeah, not for us. Like
no. We're lone wolves.
So, and I would say like, this is going to sound bad, but we have high standards. But you know, like
you're not wrong.
So I feel like it was Tom Segura or some comedian who was just like, most people suck. Like it was just like a thing. But yeah, like it's hard to connect with people. Mm-hmm. Like that's why when we met, we like immediately connected.
Sir.
Yes.
What did I say about personal space? Thank you.
No, but we immediately connected because we hadn't felt, at least for me, I don't want to speak on your behalf because this is our show, even though I know we're on the same page, but I hadn't met anyone who would reflect back the empathy and the actual genuine like caring and interest in me that I would in others. So when we found each other, but when we found each other, that was amazing. So that changed everything. And
well, yeah, like you could actually hold a conversation, whereas other people just can't.
Yeah,
it's like totally different.
And with friends and with like acquaintances and things, not that we need to have that level of connection.
Yeah, that would be a lot. Just but falling in love with everyone. Be like going a little too hard.
But to have some of it, because it's so hard to meet people who also take an interest.
Sitting too relaxed.
It's okay. No, yeah, you know, because like we always tell people, don't sit like this.
I know, and then I'm just
you're gonna
like,
have a double chin.
I am doing it.
What are you doing?
Hiding my double chin.
You do not have a double chin.
Yeah, I do.
No,
I see it in everything.
You have an awesome chin.
I see you when you are sleeping.
Chin.
Anyway, so what have you been up to?
But we met some amazing people.
Yeah,
and we've done MAVEN VIP experiences now, which is
they're so much fun.
Yeah, do you want to describe what that is?
Oh my god, it's really fun. Basically, we have a select amount of slots that
we select our slots.
So we bring our slots to the studio, but we have a select amount of slots on a specific day. What we do is we have a private car with a driver, and it's like a really nice car, which is so much fun for me. So we have the driver, we pick up the person at the like conference center or like hotel, wherever the conference is happening. So then we
schedule these around a conference, around an event where people are already gathering.
Yes. So we have like hour slots that people can book, and then like 30-minute transit times, but you don't need to know that. So hour slots. And then we actually have a studio space also that's like all set up, ready to go. We have all of our equipment. So we literally travel one backpack each and we bring all of our equipment and all of our stuff. I've been so worried sometimes where like I pull out a tripod and like one of my thongs is going to be attached to it and be like, hi.
She doesn't pack that way. She just likes to...
I do pack that way. My clothing is packed around my stuff.
Around your camera gear?
Yeah, because I save my camera gear using my clothing. I'm taking one for the team.
Your underwear.
Yeah, I put my thongs all over everything.
Okay.
TMI.
Here, wait, stand up. Let's actually show.
Oh, yeah, here. So this is one that anyway, so we bring all of our gear. We have a studio space and then we have a driver. So we pick the person up from the conference center, wherever the conference is being held, bring them to the studio space, record for an hour. I have everything prepped and ready to go. And then we drop them back off. And it is like, I would love to have that service. We've talked about this because I want to have more content going out for us, which is also part of the resolution thing that came up in my mind. But I would love to have that service. So I'm like, oh, this is pretty cool. Like you literally don't have to do anything. Like you just show up and then it's just like, okay, bye. I'm going to go party my tits off. So,
well, yeah. And they're just bringing people right back and making it simple. Because that's the whole point of everything we're doing with Maven is making videos simple.
So that's what we've been doing with people. And it's been so fun just getting, like, it's funny how much you can bond in an hour too. Like you don't really think you would, but then it's just, I don't know. They're like new BFFs. And like at a conference too, you really bond with people. Like, I don't know. We've met some really amazing people and I'm very grateful. It hasn't like quite sunk in yet sometimes, but then sometimes I'm just sitting there like while reading or something and I'm just like, this is fucking sweet. Like awesome people making awesome things and just like, I don't know, getting all gushy.
So we've done a few Maven VIP experiences. The next one is in Orlando. It's during Tom Ferry's Elite. We also haven't announced the following one, which will be at Rev B, but that's just a little quiet teaser here.
Motherfucker.
For our tiny audience here, we're going to do a proper reveal.
Our last episode had like 60 views on
cool.
YouTube. I know it's not
but that doesn't
fun,
count all the audio listens too. Because there are listeners.
2 of them. Hi, Mom.
Dork. But yeah, so our next VIP experience is in Orlando during Tom Ferry's Elite conference. And you can find all of that at whatismaven.com/VIP.
What is Maven? And another thing. You look cool.
But yeah, whatismaven.com/VIP. But what happened? So VIPs parlayed into a completely new reimagining of working with, we called everyone Mavens before, but now we call them Top Bananas because that is so much more fun and on brand for us.
And that's why his advice before, because he's talked about it forever, basically since I've known him, but just action yields experience, yields opportunity, yields... I got it right.
Yes.
I am the hot mess. You're supposed to hold this train together. So, choo-choo, recommendation station. He's going to sue us. But it is true because like we went to the Tom Ferry thing to record with one of my clients because she spoke on stage and we were just like, oh, we'll be like your little cheerleaders too. And then it was like, oh, I guess we could like film with people. Like, do you think anybody would have any interest? And she's like, yeah, sure. Like, why not? She was way more supportive than that, making it sound like diminutive, but she's like, absolutely. So then we started recording with people, but then we didn't even think that now what we would be doing is Top Banana. So that is now, which is so funny. I love that name. But basically what it is we are traveling around the country, literally coast to coast. I just made out with the mic. Coast to coast to record with people. So we go to them in their market. We record reels, YouTube content, like all that fun, wonderful stuff. And we just get to hang out with the person too, which is so fun. I don't know. It's just like, it's crazy. I never thought that this is what I would be doing, but it's literally some of my favorite things. Getting to hang out with cool people, making like art. It's just like, it's social media content, but it is like an art.
It's creative.
Yeah. Getting to travel, like just having fun. I don't know. Life's about having fun. I've spent far too much of life not having fun. Well, I try to have fun all the time, but just being like,
go to school, get a job, sit at the job,
die,
go back to the job, sit at the job.
Yeah, it's depressing.
Yeah.
What I'm doing with this course.
Here, let's move that around your back.
Help me. Thank you. She just pat my booty.
Maybe. That's for the Patreon. But
Ooh,
so
OnlyFans.
so now we travel. The simplicity is the whole thing. So we were only working with people in Chicago before, flat rate every month. They don't have to worry about anything else. We would show up on a consistent schedule and film together and edit, produce, send it off to them. They're ready to go. So the whole little, the thing holding us up from travel was that, okay, so we have our flat price. Now we have to work in travel expenses. And it's like, oh, this is how much that'll be. It was never simple. So now we actually do the same simple flat price. And we go to people every third month because that now has travel baked in. So wherever you are, it's the same price.
Fucking perfect.
And it also, for us now, makes sense because we're traveling so much. Even if someone's in Chicago, it doesn't change the price because we are likely somewhere else when we'll be filming with them.
We literally will be traveling almost every single week of this year.
Yeah. And so like
no
January.
joke. Like we will have a couple, like January, we have a few days off, but then we're back on the road after like 5 days.
I don't even like saying off, but just like a few days
well,
back.
I mean, we'll be home.
Well, yeah. And we're filming with people.
I'd be fine
here.
traveling. So if you want to film.
Yeah, if you want to. Well, yeah, we're going to be all over the place doing Top Banana and also doing VIP sessions, which it's all fun. I don't know. This is what it's about. It's about experiences. We're making friends. Like these aren't like clients, they're friends. So we get to travel, we get to go to them, have fun with friends, and give them something that they're excited about at the end.
Yeah, and that like is actually helpful for their business. I don't know. It just like it all works out. So anyway, that's what we've been up to.
And so we're normally flying, but we actually drove to the last one. So that's when we were filming.
Yeah.
When we were recording the episode, we were going to try to release. Do you want to share about why we drove?
Because I got kicked off an airplane.
So again,
Just teasing.
she pulled out her tripod, her underwear went everywhere, and then they're like, you're off the plane.
And they're like, Britney Spears, get off the plane. The amount of people that are telling me I look like Britney Spears has been a lot lately. But also I think it's because I'm blonder now.
No.
And
I showed you a side by. There's certain qualities. You have the like laugh and smile of nothing against her now, but non-crazy Britney Spears.
Oh, well, non-current Britney Spears,
Yeah.
let's just say.
Well, like, but people would categorize her as that, maybe.
Well, she just needs help.
Well, yeah.
Like we all do.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, why did we? Oh, we drove because, okay, so we went to Westchester, Pennsylvania, where one of our top bananas lives, and I was so fucking stoked. I kept bringing up Bam Margera every 5 seconds because that's where he's from. Everyone's like, can you shut the fuck up? Huge fan. But I really liked Jackass growing up.
Uh-huh.
So then we got back from Westchester, and then we were going to Ohio to record with our other top banana like the week after, or just a couple days after,
just a couple
actually.
days.
But then in that interim, I've been looking for a new car forever because I've been driving a 2002 gold Chevy Cavalier for like 12 years. Like
With a big dent in the side, the size of someone's head, even though it wasn't someone's head, you say.
I actually have no idea. I just came out from work one day and I was like, what the fuck? So it's like, whatever.
And she would like to say that she always had to hand crank her windows, which I'm
'Cause
like, there's
I
nothing
did.
wrong with hand cranking windows.
No
But-
air conditioning, hand crank my windows, hand lock. It's like, it was such a fucking piece of shit.
And real quick, though.
Ooh, your hands are cold.
No, I know. This isn't to be like, oh, poor me, like I've struggled. You didn't find...
I'm very indecisive.
Yeah.
And it was like, if I'm going to spend that amount of money, I want to make sure I have double that at least. I think it was Jay-Z who said it, where he's like, don't buy anything unless you have double that in the bank, like not including investments or anything like that. So I was just like, that's a really smart idea. But anyway.
And finding the right thing. That was the big thing. So you've
Yeah.
driven this car.
Because I really
for your-
wanted a sporty car. Like I wanted a Supra so bad, or like the GR86, and we'd always mix them up. Or like a
Toyota
Mustang
86.
or like a Mazda Miata.
Mhm.
I don't know. I wanted something like little and sporty. And then
But yeah, then deciding what it is, because just like me, you're like, okay, whenever I replace this will be my car basically
forever.
like
until I
forever
die.
in quotes, like because everything changes, but
Yeah.
this is going to be a car not
For
that
as
I
long
have,
as possible.
yeah, not that I have for a year, not that I have for like, oh, in 18 months I upgrade to the next one.
Yeah, that's just not our thing. Which, like, if it is for your business or whatever, totally fine. I get it. But yeah,
Yeah, for sure.
it's just not us. So we I don't know what the fuck happened, but we were just like, let's go test drive a Tesla, which you can see where this is going. It was so much fucking fun. And our salesperson was like awesome also. So that just like sold it even more.
Well, yeah. And like going in.
So fucking cool. And I was like, there's no way I could get this car or like that I could even afford it.
Yeah. And he's just real quick on the sales guy. It was really nice because just like us, he wasn't trying to sell us. And he literally said that I don't try to sell these cars. I just tell people the things I think are cool.
It was fucking sweet.
And it's like, that's how we do Maven.
Yeah.
Is we don't really, we're not trying to sell, like if you're watching or listening to this, thank you. But we're not trying to sell you on anything. We're just here. We like doing things.
We just love you.
Yeah, we like meeting awesome people.
Yeah.
And then if it so happens that we work together, we get to see them even more wherever they live.
It's pretty cool. So
Tesla.
we test drove it and oh my God, I loved it immediately. It was so fucking cool. And it was so high tech because literally and I say the hand cranking my windows, it's totally fine if your car does that, but just the juxtaposition of literally going from the like most entry level car possible to the most high tech car not possible, but very high tech car. It was like fucking polar opposites.
Like it's a car from the future. Like people, even though Teslas are around, so many people are so interested to ride in her car just to be like, oh wow, this is different. Because for us, also very different.
Yeah, we rode in one of we'd been in Teslas before, but we were in one for a longer time when we were in San Diego in October, and we couldn't even figure out how to open it or how to get out. And I found that so funny. I did that to my aunt yesterday. I didn't tell her how to get in or out of the car, and that was funny. I don't know. I find it funny. But
also,
anyway.
real quick, do you say aunt or aunt?
Well,
leave a comment below. Type it.
So they would just spell AUNT.
And then I know I'm right. See, that's how it works.
What? AWNT.
I say aunt. She says aunt. Like
I go back and forth. I oscillate.
Oscillate?
Oscillate.
Okay, continue.
Yeah, so we test drove it, and then I was like, there's no fucking way I can afford this. And then we saw that there is a $7,500 tax credit that ends today when this comes out. So
when this episode comes out, if you want a Tesla, you have like an hour.
Also, you can save money too if you actually go pick it up in person instead of getting it delivered to you. You can save $4,000.
Yeah, so that was a huge thing. Not even delivered to you, but if you go on, this is why the sales guy was awesome. He's like, you can go on and buy the exact car you want. But if you just look for that same car, because there's only like 3 options, you can't really get a bunch of options. If you look for the same car that's on a lot, it's $4,000 cheaper because it's already been delivered to the Tesla dealer, whatever. But they're not even like dealers. They're so different than
storefront.
Yeah, but it's already been delivered to the dealer, so it's $4,000 cheaper, which brought the car to a just unbelievably attainable price.
$27,000, I think.
Yeah,
which is still a chunk of change. But I was looking at a brand new Ford Mustang for like 33 or a Mazda Miata for 35, and I was like, why in the fuck would I buy those now? So, or even used cars now are ridiculously expensive. It was like, because other ones, even just like more kind of like practical cars, were like 22,000 or something. Or we test drove a Hyundai Veloster because I was always looking at that because I was like, oh, that'd be kind of fun. And it's like sporty enough, but you can still fit stuff in there because like I needed to make sure I could fit all my film gear in the car.
Mazda Miata? No.
Oh my God.
Literally, she'd have to drive by herself and fill the passenger seat because there's zero storage.
None. Which I was just like, yeah, that is pointless. And then he's like, well, it could be a fun car. And I was like, no, like I need to be more practical. So here we are. But yeah, the Tesla.
See, I'm supportive.
Oh, 100%. You're like a good bra. Save that for the OnlyFans, Mr. Cyrus.
I think I said Patreon, but now we're escalating.
Can you do that on Patreon?
Do what?
Patreon? Can you be nude?
I mean, you could do whatever you want on Patreon.
Really?
Because you're delivering the content yourself, basically. I think you can.
I have some new ideas with
nude ideas.
Bananas.
Anyway.
Yeah, where the fuck was I?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, so I got a Tesla. So it's very fun. It's white exterior, white interior. I didn't know if I would like it because I was like, oh, it made me think of
it's on brand for Maven.
Well, mostly that, but it also made me think of Legally Blonde too, where Jennifer Coolidge's character at one point, she says something like, yeah, something classy, like white leather. And that was all I was thinking, and I was like, oh no. But it looks really slick. I like it a lot, and it like glows in the dark and then in the night.
Mm-hmm.
And I've had a lot of fun with the fart function. I want to make that the lock sound. Anyway, that's enough about my car. We should get into the episode.
Yeah.
Oh, also,
We're 25 minutes.
I know. I haven't talked to you in a while.
Well, yeah, these 30-minute episodes, we'll get more snippy, snappy on the next one. But this is a recap. We had to catch up.
Oh, yeah. So I guess let's get into resolutions, and then I have a fun game for you at the end.
Okay. Yeah.
So, social media. Should you do it? No.
What's the deal with social media?
So starting something at the beginning of the year is always super admirable. I love when people want to do something, especially something that pushes you out of your comfort zone, because social media is really difficult and it's really vulnerable. Because you're putting your stuff out there for people to essentially be able to criticize it at any point, and not to go straight for the negative, but like people will be bags of dicks, and that's just what happens. Or singular dicks, whatever they feel. So, good. My reminder to record our podcast just came up. That's good.
Whoop, whoop.
Now that we're 700 minutes into the episode. So, how the fuck do I even start this? Well, I guess there are 3 things I want to touch upon. How you, the loyal listener and watcher, not you, not you, how you can better make sure that you stick to your social media resolution, because it is really difficult, especially if you're like by yourself, which I know in real estate there are a fuck ton of different groups and things and like calls that you can join, which is really cool. But at the end of the day, it's still up to you. You could be on any amount of calls, but at the end of the day, you still have to do the work, which is really difficult, to be like totally honest. So I think there are like 3 things that kind of stick out to me. Authenticity, consistency, and I actually thought curiosity. Boop.
Well, yeah, you know that speech to me, because I'm always like...
So I guess let's start with curiosity, because
Yeah.
that one I was most... as I was like thinking about it, I was like, oh yeah, that would actually be really interesting. So curiosity, what is it and how do you get it?
Well, just for me, I just wanted to say to have... Okay. When you're interested, it keeps life interesting.
Mm-hmm.
And that's always something that I sort of live by, I guess, just because there's so many interesting things out there, so many things to pursue and learn and ways to grow.
Like I want to learn how to play the banjo. I've been talking about it incessantly the past couple months.
Yeah, and maybe being a DJ, doing all sorts of different things.
Yes, he got me a turntable for Christmas, and I'm very excited.
But yeah, there's just so many things we can explore and different ways we can grow. Like, just a little sidebar, this wouldn't have happened. MAVEN wouldn't have happened if you didn't, years ago, decide to start recording TikToks about art history. Like,
Yeah, just for fun.
and doing 1, 2, 3, 10, 50, however many you did.
And you know why I did them?
Why?
Because I was curious.
Yeah, and if you didn't do that, you don't know where it's going to go. And this goes back to the whole action, experience,
We need to
opportunity.
make shirts that say that. Jesus, I just
That say
knocked
what?
myself out. Just like a big diagram of action, experience, opportunity.
I feel like you're not talking into the mic.
I feel like you're not
I
talking
know.
loud.
So this is the problem, because
We
she's
quote all of my clients' stuff. Oh my gosh.
she quotes them more because she's edited
Constantly.
over and over.
Because
So
I've heard them speaking at me for like 1,000 hours.
yeah, but yeah, just anyway.
Curiosity. But yes, curiosity will not kill the cat. It will actually benefit your cat and give them 900 more lives. But curiosity is vital. Like that, I think, not to get into like longevity and shit like that, but I really like, we've talked about this incessantly also, but curiosity is what can keep
I don't know how I feel about incessantly, but go on.
Consistently, which we'll talk about soon. But just being curious about everything. Like, I think that that's what keeps your mind young also, because like one of our top bananas, she's constantly learning new skills, and like she's picked up juggling and she's picked up all these different things, which I love, because I was just like, that's so cool. But that's like what can keep you youthful and keep your mind engaged and keep you consistently wanting to learn more. Because essentially at the end of the day, it comes down to learning, which is like one of the most important things ever. Not like sitting in school learning, but actually just like learning, like however you can learn.
So I like saying growth.
Yeah.
So learning is growth, but I think growth. Ew. But I think growth is using that word, then we don't think school. We think,
which I'm not anti-school.
No, I
working
know.
in academia
But just
forever.
thinking like learning might be the wrong channel. It might not be the one that we're actually meaning here.
I think learning.
Yeah. Well, and I think it's one and the same as all. Anyway,
Well, yeah,
continue.
because learning can lead to growth. Because I think growth is the byproduct of learning.
Exactly. I think, that's always.
Just be curious, dum-dum. No.
That'll be the next shirt. I didn't wear our Keep Going shirt yet. We'll
almost
reveal that
did.
soon. I was going to, but I didn't.
We should have both worn it.
Uh-huh.
It's like, wow, that's aggressive. But yeah, just keeping that curiosity. So what does this mean for you? Jesus, this is like a fucking long-winded rambling. But being curious in what you're talking about and being curious in your subject matter. So like real estate, if you were a real estate professional, being curious about what else can I know about this? What don't I know already? What do I know that maybe somebody else is curious about? Like, because you will have some little nugget of something that to you is just like, oh, that's second nature. Like you fucking do that all the time where I'm just like, I need to just record you saying these specific things because like, this, I'd have so much footage. You never shut up. I'm just teasing. But just like, which this is what is helpful about Maven, not to like plug our own shit the whole time, but like, I am very curious.
I mean, but to plug it too, this is what we do. So
I guess, but like not for this. This is more to be like motivational. But like I'm very curious about anything and everything and like just people themselves, which is why I can get like so into the personal questions and stuff because I'm just so curious. Like I want to know everything about everybody all at once. So having that own curiosity in you too is really helpful because then as soon as you think about, oh yeah, like what do I know and that people would be curious about or what do I want to learn, even non-real estate related that you can share with people, that's fucking sweet. Then it's like building your personal brand and then you are also teaching people about something else. So then it's like, oh yeah, Sally Bob really liked, I know you hate when I say Sally Bob.
I don't hate it, but that's her favorite fictional name.
It really is. If we have a puppy or something, Sally Bob. Sally Bob. You'll love me.
Of
Sometimes.
course I do.
Just making sure that you're staying curious because then as soon as you're thinking about all these things, you have so much content that you can make about whatever it is that really gets you excited. Like I love coffee. I'm very curious about it. I need to start making more coffee. I forgot what I was saying in the middle of it. I'm going on all these
But
tangents.
the web that you create from curiosity is immense.
Yes.
And our brain is a web of connections.
Damn right.
So the more
Don't you forget it.
the more that we're sparking in there, the more connections we make and you don't know where it's going to take you.
Mm-hmm.
And that's the big thing about action, like why you start, why you stay curious, why you focus on growth. Like, I mean, mentioning the person with juggling, like, I mean, I feel like we'll start just referencing them by name, but for now, we're keeping them out.
Oh yeah,
But,
I like to keep anonymity just in case they're like, I didn't want everybody knowing about that.
well,
or
yeah,
whatever.
we don't really talk about private things, but
Yeah.
I hear you. But she has built an amazing business,
Insane.
like on her, like as the lead driver with the team, but
Oh yeah.
she's done so well. And like, we know personally, she attributes that to her growth,
Mm-hmm.
to focusing on personal growth, personal development, and focusing on these things that matter. Where she's like, I don't watch TV, I don't watch movies. Like I reach for the things that speak to me, and
Which
then
it's
also
totally
make me
fine
better.
if you do. Also, if that's
Oh,
your
yeah.
hobby, that is awesome. Like, but then make content about it.
But yeah, so anyway, what you're saying, stay curious, share about it, because
Yes.
when you're sharing about the things that you're learning, you're in the spot where people will connect with you most.
100%. Which brings me then to the next point, which is authenticity. That is huge. Like that to me is one of the most important things on how you can actually stay consistent, which we're going to talk about last.
Can I just, one more little
No.
note on that? Like when you're learning, you're the closest to the person who also wants to learn that in that moment. When you're doing something for a decade, you have a distance. You don't have the beginner's mindset anymore. But when you have that beginner's mindset, you're able to connect in a much more rich manner, which innately we have this like, no, I need to be the expert, which in real estate you are. But what about the things where you're not the expert, where people will connect with you? And like we all, like everyone knows it, like you want people to know, like, and trust you. And like it's talked about sort of ad nauseum, but that's how we get to know people, how we get to like people and trust them, because it's like, oh, they're like me in this area, and staying just a step ahead and being a step ahead on this journey, whatever it is. Like if it's juggling, if it's caricature drawing, like it could be like anything.
Well, and it's the whole psychology of it where it's like, oh, blah, blah, blah loves coffee also. Like we could talk about coffee, or at least like bond over it and go grab a coffee and then talk about whatever. Like it's those little things where it's like, oh, I know we have similarities. So then it's like, oh, I feel a stronger sense of bonding or connection with this person. So that's also part of it, which obviously makes sense. I forgot where I was going with that too. Whatever.
Well, no, so you're going with authenticity. So that was the next step.
Yes. So as I'm sitting like this, being authentic, but so many people try to put on a persona or like some sort of something, which is totally fine if you want to like try it out or whatever, like you do you. But being authentically yourself, obviously so many people talk about it. I feel like that's been like the word of the year, authenticity.
I think it literally was.
Was it really?
Let me look it up while you're talking.
Oh, shit. Well, there you go. Right on brand. But just being authentically yourself and being true to you and not trying to be somebody else. Like it's hard because if you see some figure, I'm not going to name names, but if you see somebody who's has 500,000 followers or something on TikTok and they're huge in the real estate field, then it's just like, oh, cool, I'm going to do exactly what blah, blah, blah is doing. But then that's already been done. Like you cannot do that successfully. It's just not going to work out because blah, blah, blah is already doing it. And that's what they want to do. And that's what their brand is. But then you need to do what you should be doing. That didn't make any sense.
Do.
I know. Is it?
Merriam-Webster's word of the year for 2023 is authentic. The term for something we're thinking about, writing about, aspiring to, and judging more than ever.
Well, goddamn. Well, I'm far behind. This is for 2023.
No, you're not.
Congratulations. Happy New Year.
Well, now we're going to talk about getting the Riz.
Oh, I got the Riz. Yeah.
So that's a couple generations after us, but there's a lot of language.
Couple? Us?
Yeah. That's
No.
not Gen Z. That's Gen Alpha.
Oh, well, I'm like
That's
almost
2 generations after us.
I'm like almost Gen Z.
Anyway.
We're on opposite ends of
Millennial. Yeah.
Whatever. So authenticity. So just at the end of the day, be yourself because obviously everyone else is taken. Ha ha ha. But then it just,
Did you just make that up?
yeah. We should put on a shirt. Why do you think people should be authentic?
That was very accusatory. Hey, you. Why do you think people should be authentic?
Yeah.
Well, no, because you have to. That's the only way to relate with people. Like what you, the viewer, the listener, whatever, what you see and hear right now is how we are all the time, minus her baby talk. She does that just for me. But other than that, she's really pleased that I just said that. She just turned down her own microphone. She doesn't know which one it goes because.
Okay, so anyway, now I have the floor and I can. No! Fine.
But yeah, what was I saying? Oh yeah, but this is who we are all the time. And I think that's actually rare. And that's why we connect with the people we do, because we connect with them when they're themselves. And then we find they also are themselves. They're not putting on a mask. They're not trying to be something they're not, because they don't need to. And you don't need to either. Like none of us have to. We're carving out our own path. And the only way to do that is by being true to ourselves. So like maybe authentic, maybe it's overused this year, but being true to yourself and who you are. Like you swear a lot more than you realize, which we found out recently when she looked at a video. She's like, I guess I do swear a lot, but there's nothing wrong with that. Like that's true to who you are. That's just natural.
Way.
You're not trying to cover that up.
I literally don't realize it. And then I'm like, whoa, that was a bit much.
But you could see other people who would be too in their head. You know the person, you see them at a conference and they're like this.
Well, yeah, I do that too. Cause like
all the time adjusting, tweaking, like worried
Yeah.
about what other people think. And you are worried about how you present yourself, sure, but you're not worried. You're making sure like, hey, is there anything hanging out of my nose? Is there like
no?
oh, is
okay.
But you're doing the things that like we all naturally do, but there's another level where
Well, and
you
I try to not
lose-
swear too much just because I know like certain people don't appreciate it, but
Well, yeah.
also then we can't work together.
Yeah, you're still true to you though. That's the important part. Like, so being true to yourself is so important, and that's what people will connect with. So people connect with Amara because she's authentic and she'll swear and
and I have
she's
shit
just
hanging
real.
out of my nose.
Yeah, always. That's sort of that's the number one.
Like
That's
a
how we
dog.
meet. But
So yeah, authenticity. Do it. Next on the list, consistency. I didn't have a good segue for that. So consistency, I think, is... What would you say is more important, authenticity or consistency?
I feel like they're two different categories.
Nope.
It's hard to give one more importance. Like,
Yeah, because authenticity is inward. Consistency is outward.
yeah, consistency is an action
Yeah.
that you're, or maybe not an action, but putting the stuff out consistently. See, if I have to rank them, I think I would have to rank authenticity, because in theory, if you only did a few videos a year, but they were so authentic that the few people who see them fall in love with you in like I want to connect with this person deeper. It doesn't matter how many you're doing, but the consistency matters to find those people.
Exactly.
That's the
So it's
problem.
almost like if you have two different things that you're trying to do, which is what we've talked about, where some people are like, how did this person get 700 million followers? And it's like, well, they're doing memes or they're doing shareable content, which is totally fine.
And
like
faceless channels, faceless Instagram, YouTube, those
Yeah.
do really well.
totally fine. But
But
that
what do
is
they
a
get out of it?
totally different channel that they're taking. And at the end of the day, they are not the star of that account. So like you'll have no idea that Sally Bob is behind the account. And then when they try to launch something else, then it's like, well, who the fuck is this person?
Yeah.
So that's what's difficult. But then the other channel is making you the star of your channel.
And maybe star feels like too much. Like not
Well,
to
yeah, but,
not
like,
to make you
focus.
feel anything negative, because maybe that's like, oh, I don't want to be like on stage, but just for people to connect with you as the person. And that's the difference. Like when you're going for volume,
What?
you aren't necessarily getting the people who you want. The people. You were going to let that one slide, and I was like, well, I need to call it out then.
Just made me think of when I was trying to tell the story and I was laughing so hard and I was like, laundry room.
But getting the people who matter it's not a numbers game. She's cracking herself up over here again. But
All the time.
when you're going for pure numbers, if you want to get that that play button, the silver play button from YouTube for like 100,000 subscribers, that's totally valid. That's a thing. You can, like emails, it's a thing. You can go for that to then maybe get sponsors and ad revenue and this and that. But are you a content creator as a business, or are you a real estate agent? A real estate agent doesn't need 100,000 subscribers. If they have that, arguably they're doing it wrong, quote unquote, because you don't need to have everyone know who you are. You need to have just a few of the right people know who you are, and that takes you far.
Well, yeah, it's like, do you want to have other realtors as your audience or do you actually want to have clients as your audience?
That's
'Cause
what we've found.
yes, like those are the two main things in the real estate profession. And either one is totally fine, but like you need to figure out which one you want more and which one's going to help you get to whatever goal it is for you, which most of the time it's like financial, obviously. That's like for most of us. So if you want to make money, then appealing to clients who can actually help you with that, that's where you should be focusing your attention. So then you need to showcase yourself and your brand, like who you are. So authenticity. I keep losing my train of thought. Choo choo.
I mean, we are at 45 minutes. This will be the
Yeah.
longest episode
Sorry,
in
we should
MAVEN history.
wrap it up. But essentially, those are just some of the things, I guess, going into the new year for your resolution. If making more content is what you want to do, figure out who you want your audience to be, which if you want to be making more money, then like no shame in that game. Like by all means, just do that. But then figure out, okay, well, I need to appeal to my clients. So how do I do that? Blah, blah, blah.
Well, I mean, arguably the more money thing, that's just a given. We're just assuming we're all here trying to get more customers.
Yes. Sorry, there's something fuzzy on my mic. I was like, what is that? The laundry room. That's so funny. So at the end of the day, just make sure you are being yourself first and foremost. Authenticity. Be curious about your area, your region, your market, your consumer, your customer, your whatever.
And just curious beyond that.
Just in general. Yeah, curious about whatever it is. If you want to learn the banjo, let me know because we could join together because that would be really fucking fun. I'm going through a bluegrass phase, but I like it. And then just also be consistent. Consistency over everything. Just consistency.
Well, not over everything, but
No,
as one of the things, that's what's tough. It is.
I would say authenticity first and foremost, but then curiosity also.
Well, all three.
You
so
figure it out.
all three are the same. It is the triangle of triadomonomas.
Oh, I have triadomonomanas.
You do?
Yeah. See? Connection.
But
anyway, to round.
Just in terms of the practical, because again, we're talking theory, and a lot of people talk theory and how to do it. But if you have any questions, like
that's where I was trying to get to.
Yeah, if you film something, put it out there, record it, post it, whatever. Tag us, share it with us. Like, let us know. And if you have questions, if you want feedback, this is something that we're moving toward a more attainable service through Maven where it's all practical. It's not theory. It's not, this is why you should be posting. This is why you should do it this way. It's like, no. This is how you do it. Because not that many people talk about the how, unfortunately. Like, I've seen this for 15 years, like sort of in the entrepreneurial space. So many great books for inspiration and the theory behind starting a minimalist business and all these things. But it's like, no, wait, how do you do it? Like, what does it take? Yeah,
that's cool. But how do I apply that shit?
Yeah, you get through the book and you're pumped and there is no next step. So we want to be that next step for all of the motivation that's out there. So if you have any questions at all, like if you make a video, tag us or DM it to @whatismaven on Instagram.
Yeah, we'll take a look.
Yeah, we'll take a look. We'll give our feedback. We'll be like, okay, this is where maybe you can take it up a notch. And we're going to start doing this regularly.
I'm very excited.
Yeah, there's going to be a whole new product.
Fun coming.
Yeah, new product that's coming out.
I'm very excited. So we've talked about this before, how we don't have a tagline for our show. Today, I met with a friend named ChatGPT to figure out a new tagline. I have 5, and they are awful. So this is what I put in, because this show obviously is about helping real estate professionals. So this is what I put into ChatGPT. I mean, I found it funny. You'd probably be like, this is fucking stupid, which I don't blame you. You can skip ahead to the joke at the end. But this is what I put into ChatGPT. This is my prompt. A guy and a girl, both with long blonde hair, have a podcast called What is MAVEN to help real estate professionals with their social media presence. In the podcast, they act silly, give social media advice, and just have a good time. I need 5 example introductions they can use to intro their show each week. Thanks.
I mean, first, I actually liked that as our bio for the podcast.
Sweet. Well, 2 birds with one stone.
You may have written written the bio.
Here's what I've got. The first one. Welcome back, social media mavens. Grab your coffee, fluff up that fabulous blonde hair, because today's episode is all about turning your real estate game into an Insta-worthy success story. Not too bad. And we're picking one of these also, so
okay.
Just FYI.
Yes, we'll say this forever.
Yes. The second one. Hi there, real estate rock stars. We're here again, your favorite dynamic duo with the golden locks, bringing you the latest scoop on social media strategies that'll make you shine brighter than our blonde hair. I think I found these way funnier than you
do. No, they're good.
Hey there, real estate wizards.
No, isn't that real estate wizards?
Real estate wizards.
Real estate rock stars, real estate wizards.
King Gizzard and the Lizard Wizard. Hey there, real estate wizards. It's that time again where two blondes with more social media knowledge than common sense come together to spill the beans on how to make your online presence more fabulous than our hairdos.
Hey, I would definitely say less social media knowledge than common sense. Just saying.
That one I think was my favorite. Okay, fourth one. Welcome back, social media explorers and real estate enthusiasts. Get ready to laugh, learn, and probably witness some questionable dance moves from your favorite podcast hosts. Yep, the ones with hair as golden as our advice.
I just love that you put the blonde hair in there.
I wanted to see what they would do. And final one. Well. Look who's back for another episode of What is Maven? Which, that's fucking aggressive. Get ready for a roller coaster ride through the land of social media where our blonde ambition meets your real estate dreams. Okay, so which one are we picking? Cool. You'll hear it next time.
Well. We'll see you next episode.
That's judgy. Okay, and then I have a joke for you.
A joke?
To
for
close
me?
out. Yeah, I bought it for you.
Thank you.
Why do you need a jeweler on New Year's Eve?
Why do you need a jeweler on New Year's Eve?
To ring in the new year. Ring.
That's pretty good. I got it.
Bye!
Very nice.
Yeah. Happy New Year. If you need help, call a professional. That's us. Bye.